Hello everyone and welcome to Wellington. My name is Sam and today we are going to be flying a mission for Air New Zealand. Our mission today is to take this Airbus A320 from here in Wellington straight up the North Island to Auckland. The flight time should be around 45 minutes, just over. Block time of about 1 hour and 14. Time now is about 0430, and we're due off the block at around, we're due off the stand, I should say, at around 10 past 5 UTC. So, we've got about 40 minutes to get set up and off. As you can see, the caterers have just arrived, so they are busy getting the aircraft ready. Not that there's really much time to have a drink or any food, but never mind, they're doing their job anyway. So the aircraft we're flying is the Airbus A320. Now I've had mixed results flying this aircraft. It's always been a bit strange flying this versus the Airbuses in X-Plane. Having said that, I haven't really done a landing in this aircraft in a while, and so I figured this is probably a good experiment to see how, if at all, things have changed. So anyway, that's really the goal of today. Plus, I've been doing a lot of videos that aren't really about flying, and I fancied having a quick flight. So that's what this is all about. Anyway, we're getting loaded up. We need to start getting fuel and passengers on board and the aircraft set up. So let's jump on board and get this aircraft ready to go. And it sounds like there's passengers already boarding, but we should verify that. So let's just bring up Tier 6 and ask for some fuel. And if we go over to our EFB, go to my flight, we should be able to grab our flight from SimBrief. There we go, Wellington to Auckland, around, it's saying 38 minutes, I think it's going to be about 45 to be honest, as a flight time. We've got our weather and stuff, so we should have our ground weights on mass and balance. There we go. All looks right there, so I'm actually going to hold on the fuel. I remember GSX doesn't like it, but as soon as the fuel truck gets here, we will start fueling. Actually, is that even going to be an issue? Let's have a look. Have we got the fuel we need? I think we've got the fuel we might need for this flight. There's not actually much fuel to put on. It came in hot. Okay, bunch of warnings on our McDo's. Let's get initialize on the left side and we'll get our AOC going on the right. Okay, fuel truck's on its way. There she is. I wondered where that was. So let's do flight initialize and grab our data from the company. Go Air New Zealand 447, departing Wellington, destination is Auckland, alternate is Wellington again. That might explain the fuel. Estimated time in the air will be 46 minutes. So there we go. So we should be able to request on the left side now and pull that straight in. We got a load sheet. Okay, fuel trucks arrived. Interesting, we don't get anything else. So let's add flight information in. 447. Alternate is Wellington. Yep, we should get our irises aligning. So let's get number 1 on nav. There we go, we've got initialize. Battery lights on, battery lights out. We can turn on 2 and 3. So we don't want to line on ref. We want to line on the GPS, so we just leave that where it is. Okay, from our load sheet, let's accept our load sheet. And then we want to get our information. So our cruising altitude should be in here. Or at least our cost index, that's what I'm really looking for. Is it here? It should be here. 0 fuel weight, which is fine. We'll add that in a second. What our cost index would be here. Preliminary. If not, we can get it from our flight plan. It's so much nicer when the company adds all this information for us. Okay, well, let's go to our flight plan. Yep. We can do real time. Also ask GSX to do that. Fuel truck's not gonna know what to do here, is it? Probably shouldn't have requested it. Oh well. GSX and me always seem to have fights. So we'll go back and we want to get our flight plan in. So pilot brief. Okay, there we go. So cost index of 25 and we're planning flight level 350. So we can do that. 25 and flight level 250. 350. No, we're all on board. Thank you very much. And it's going to give us a flex, sorry, not a temperature, cruise temperature of negative 48 Celsius. But if we look at our isodiff, it's actually going to be 6 degrees warmer. So 6 degrees warmer is negative 42 Celsius. Okay, with that, we should pull our wind. Go, wind is being loaded. Looks like there's no cruise. Going straight up and straight down again, which makes sense. Okay, go back to our flight plan. Can I scroll? Yes. So it's been so long since I've been in this aircraft. Actually, no. We don't want our flight plan yet. We need to do the rest of the weights. So we got 6.1 tons of fuel on board. Bring this back up actually for reference. In at page 2, zero fuel weight is 55.9. And we don't know what our zero fuel weight is yet, so we'll just stick that in. And we've got 6.2 tons of fuel on board. Just triple check, yep, 6.1 actually. 6.1. And we can get our CG from here. It's 30.9er. Oh. Needs a / Sam. 30.9. There we go. Oh, there goes our flight crew. Okay. Now we can go back here. And what I'm looking for is our planned runway. I think it's 16. Yep, there we are, 16 on the Atvev 1 Quebec departure.
Please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back.
It is right in front of me,
if you're not able to
and our
actions,
intersection was Lucille. So got that.
You are free to use your portable electronic devices.
There we are, Lucille.
We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the
Perfect.
gate. Thank you.
Should have no discontinuities into the cruise. And now we can get our arrival, which is the Davy 7 Bravo 05 right. 05 right. Davy 7 Bravo. Whoop, there it was. And hopefully that has no transitions. It does. Perfect. Okay. We'll verify all of that is correct in a second. We can pull our weather though. We'll get Wellington, so November Zulu, Whiskey November, and we'd like a meter, please. Oh. Well, that was an FMG crash. What the hell? Do crash on the aircraft, which of course should never happen. Okay, maybe we'll not use this for the weather. I'll go onto the perf page. Is that fuel truck stuck? Yeah, I thought it might be. We're gonna have to just reset GSX once everyone's on board, because they ain't gonna budge. Okay, what are we doing? Weather brief, actually, that would be useful. So, from our plan, looks like we should be at QNH of 1022 here, and Auckland will be 1019. Winds 190 at 11 knots, so good headwind for departure. Landing was with winds of 030 at 12 knots, so reasonable crosswind for the runway. Probably do a flaps free landing. Anyway, let's get a 1022 set. Perfect. Okay, let's go continue our cockpit flows. So our RSs are almost aligned. Flight control system's fine. Evac is currently set to captain. We'll set that to captain and purser before departure. Ground protection warning system's fine. Need to do a voice recorder test. Okay. Oxygen, all looks good. Everything on the left panel's fine. Okay, looks like RS is aligned. We'll turn these systems off. Okay, let's do an APU fire test. APU test is good. Engine 1 test. Engine 1 test is good. Engine 2 test is good. Okay, with that, we can smack our APU on. Let's get our fuel pumps on first. Get our APU cooking. Alright. Moving down. Electrical systems look good. Currently on external power. Batteries look healthy at 27.6 and 5 volts. Air conditioning, our pack flows are normal, everything is set to normal temperatures, and all looks good there. Anti-ice is off, our seatbelt signs are off, but they can go on now. And those smoking signs can go on, our emergency lights are armed, everything else is set. Okay, moving down the right hand side, flight controls fine. Cargo, we don't need any heating. We're not carrying anything in the hold other than bags, so we don't need to do a fire test. Ventilation is all good. Okay, that's our overhead panel set correctly. Okay, we've got now aligned IRSs, so we'll get those set. And moving back, we want to get some charts up so we know what we're doing, and we'll import from SimBrief. There we go, we've got our departure and arrival. So we want our 10.9 and our departure. Should actually load up. So it looks like our initial climb it's going to be about 10,000. Transition altitude is 13,000, 13,000. Or 12,000 actually on this one. So cross up added above 12,000. Alright, so that's what we're set to. We got 13,000 here on our transition altitude, so we'll just hard code that. And we'll get our performance data in a minute. Okay, all's looking good there. Set 12,000 feet as our initial altitude. Did I star? Yeah, I started it. Did I start a departure? Yep. Okay, so we should have those all set. Perfect. We'll also prepare ourselves for the arrival and get our arrival charts in. So on the ground, we'll want a 10.9 and parking gates. And arrival, we want the day V37, sorry, Bravo.
We're ready to go when you are.
Okay, thank you, cabin crew. And then we are arriving on the ILS, runway 05, right. Perfect. So we can leave that starred, and we can go over here. Go back to our airport view. Perfect. Alright, and now we can get our performance data. Just check on how well we're doing on loading. Getting close. So, obviously our cabin crew are getting slightly ahead of the curve. Anyway, we'll get our performance data based on our plan and then we'll update it. So we're on Wellington, runway 16, it's definitely dry today. Sync our load sheet. We'll do optimum config, no forced toga, anti-ISB off packs will be on. And we'll get the weather. Temperatures, winds at 10 knots, okay. That's nice warm day here. Okay, initial speeds 128, 140, 140 with a flaps 1 and trim of down 2 and a flex to 58 Celsius. So let's get this in. Alright, that one may change from this, but we'll see once we're fully loaded. Alright, gonna switch the evacuation commands over to Captain Purser. I'm going to get our AP bleed on now, get some ventilation going. Okay, we will squawk initially to, 2200. So there's no ATC online, so they can't get the squawk code. Parking brake is set, weather radar is currently off. Our radio's on, so our overhead PA radio should be set there. Okay, that was actually on. All looks good. What we do need to do though is just check our route is correctly loaded. So let's go into plan mode. Get our flight plan up. Okay, leaving Wellington, runway 16. We will take the departure and climb. Heading north. Into the cruise before starting our arrival. into Auckland, taking the day V7 Bravo onto the ILS runway 05 right and arriving at Auckland. All looks good. We just need to finish loading now. Got about 106 people on board from our total of 126 people today. Just make sure we're listening on the right frequency. We're not. Okay, now we should be listening on Unicom. We don't need any floodlight. We'll add a little bit of that. Just get our controls set correctly. It's going to be transitioning to early evening in Auckland when we land. Okay, we just need to wait for our passengers to get on board now. Okay, all passengers have been boarded. We're going to go ahead and restart. Not reset position. Can we reset the GSX? I want to get rid of that. Yeah, let's just restart. Shuttle. Okay, wait for that to come back. We will close our doors. Boarding complete. Thank you. We'll get the final load sheet and recalculate. So 127,135,135 down at 0.6 and 60. Okay. We should get a load sheet final at some point, but looks like not yet. Okay, let's get our doors closed. We can also get rid of our GPU. So let's get rid of external power. And we should get our navigational charts up. There we go. I zoom now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 447 with service to Auckland. Our flight time will be roughly 46 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Alright. Need to get the signal from the ground. I'll get pushed back. There we go. So we want to go tail to the left, nose to the right. Before we do that, let's just get our transponder onto TARA.
Release parking brakes, please.
And we'll give a quick call to everyone around. Wellington traffic, Air New Zealand 447, pushing back stand 26, Wellington. Alright, that's everyone warned. Let's go outside, watch this happen.
Wellington traffic, Echo Tango 0 Tango 0 Bravo arrival 1 stop. Expecting something down 0510
I wonder where he's going to take me now.
Wellington traffic, New Zealand 714 is currently level 320, and we're descending on the T-BOP of 4 Bravo Arrival expecting an RNAV approach. Runway 16 will be number 2 for arrival after the traffic in front of us.
That sounded like Studio Canuck to me. I know he's flying in here. Alright, I may have chosen the wrong option. I may have chosen the wrong option here. I didn't realise where he was going to push me to. No, nice driving there, son. Nice driving. Looks like we're going here. Apparently. Okay. Let's get our engines going. Starting engine 1. Thank you. Alright, let's hop back on board. Good start on 1. Let's get engine 2 started. And what's going on with the ground textures here. Oh, it's such an annoying bug. If you use the center mouse button with the TCA throttle, the engine start mode switches off while you push the center mouse button down. It's such an annoying bug. Alright, it looks like we got a good start on 2, so we'll go engine mode normal. Get our APU bleed and APU off. Get our auto brake set to max. Flaps set 1. Arm our ground spoilers. Get our weather radar cooking. Literally, that's why we keep it off on the ground. Don't want to cook our ground crew. Okay, let's do a quick flight control test. Full right. Center. Full left. Center. Full up. Center. And full down. Center, rudder check, full right. Center and full left. And center. Okay. Seatbelt signs are on. We look good. ECAM memo is currently all green. We have a company message. I'll quickly read that.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon, and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying, and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
Runway 16.
Right. We're going to taxi out 16.
12 mile final.
Bravo.
Tango 08.
Bravo 6. Alpha. Holding point Alpha 1. Wellington traffic, Air New Zealand 447, taxiing to runway 16 via Bravo, Bravo 6 Alpha to holding point Alpha 1, Wellington. Okay, ding the cabin. Wellington traffic, Air New Zealand 447, lining up runway 16. Alright, let's get ourselves on the runway. The company is still a bit far out. Strobes on, landing lights on, wing lights on, runway turn off on. Just check our transponders fully on. What is going on with this scenery? Pretty sure this is not grass in real life. Okay, approach is clear. Runway's clear. Let's get ourselves lined up. Okay, just going to check our transponders actually on. Yep. Alright. Landing nose light. Takeoff. Wellington traffic, Air New Zealand 447 departing runway 16. Wellington. Start the clock. Let's get out of here. Throttle up 50%. Let the engine stabilize. And flex SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Whoa, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the scenery. Okay, speed's alive. It's 100 knots. B1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Keep following that flight director. Accelerate, nose down a bit, wait for airspeed to show positive increase in speed, a positive trend, that's the word I'm struggling to say, positive trend, there we go, let's go thrust climb,
Wellington traffic 0714 is now on 9 mile final for runway 16
and start our right
visual
turn.
approach, Wellington.
Look at that cargo ship down there heading into port. Still hand flying it here. Let's just get back onto path. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, we're almost at slats up speed. So let's clean up a little bit here. Beautiful. That's the southern tip of the Northern Island. Okay, we can go flaps up. There's our company traffic on arrival. Let's keep on the flight director. And we'll actually get the autopilot on here. So let's just get back on path. And we'll go autopilot 1. Our cruise altitude, I believe, is 350. Just verifying that on our flight plan. Yep, so it's set 350 in our FCU. 350, push. Now we should be starting our turn out of here. We can actually get our departure chart up. There we are. I'm going to do a big U-turn and head out to Vin. A lot of boats down there on the oceans. It's great to see. Just see it's on short final now, the traffic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of
That will be the thumbnail. Anyway, let's get ourselves cleaned up. So we're past 10,000 feet and get our lights off. Nice, and we're through transition altitude now, so let's get standard pressure. We can make our navigation view a little bit larger at this point. We are on our way. Okay, we don't need you anymore. But we will need our charts for Auckland.
Wellington traffic, New Zealand 714, vacated runway 16 on Alpha 9, taxi around by Alpha 9, Alpha Bravo 7.
So that's our company arriving from Auckland, and we're heading back to Auckland. Okay, heading up to cruise. Let's get our tables out. A nice evening here. There's the South Island over there. I think we might. No, it's going to be. Sun's going to be low in the sky, but it won't be fully setting when we land. Okay, let's get on up to our cruise altitude. So we are passing flight level at 207, climbing very well. Now, because this is such a short flight, we're actually going to start getting our arrival into our flight computer. And so runway 05 right at Auckland as a decision altitude of 215. So, 215 on the altitude. Transition level is 130. Transition flight level, I should say, is 130. We're going to do a configuration free landing. We'll approach at 140 knots.
Traffic, United 31 heavy, highway there. Please don't departure. Up to 1.
Okay, we're getting the weather information. It's currently 23 Celsius. QNH is 1020. And the wind is 050 at 13, which seems highly convenient. I'm going to actually check VATSIM quickly for the weather as well. So, yeah, okay, it's the same. All right, I will trust you, Phoenix. I will trust you. VATSIM's reporting the same weather. All right. It looks pretty stable. We can get the seatbelt signs off now. Look at that view. The vast majority of our route is going to take us up the coast today.
Turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
To say this flight crew sounds very American for New Zealand. Okay, approaching flight level 295. We're climbing quickly, still maintaining about 1,500 feet per minute. So we're a little further to go, but if you look on the navigation display, we are about 200 nautical miles from our destination, so it's going to be a very short cruise today. We're about 60 miles from our next waypoint, which means at 80-ish from our top of descent. So there's not much time. Thankfully, we've got everything set up for our arrival. Here we are, top of cruise. Mac Alt Star, Mac Alt Cruise. So 40 miles to top of descent. Let's get our approach briefing done. So we are arriving at Auckland on the Davy 7 Bravo approach, and that will take us all the way down to about 3,000 feet at Lengu. So there's a hold there. I doubt we'll need it. It's not too busy at at Auckland right now, and there's no ATC on. So from Lengu, we will start our approach at 3,000 feet, joining the localizer for runway 05 right, and at 9.1 DME from India Alpha Alpha for Auckland. We should hit the glide slope and begin our descent onto runway 05 right. The heading is 051. If we go missed and we need to climb immediately at Mrang to 3,000 feet and then hold. Oh look, glad we checked the chart. So transition flight level is actually 150 here. Transition altitude is 130. So we'll update our performance information in a second. Anyway, going missed, we just go runway heading all the way to MRAG. And wait for further instructions. So let's update our transition flight level to 150.
Wellington traffic New Zealand 714 departing runway 16.
And we need to set landing flap 3. Oop. Flap 3.
And we're on the SF1 Quebec departure.
Sounds like our company traffic's already heading back to Auckland. We're on the same departure as that we just took. Okay, 20 miles to top of descent. Let's just update the cabin with what's going on.
From the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. We hope you're enjoying your flight. We're making good progress here, and we're doing our best to get you in on time.
Okay, that's the cabin updated. So we will reset our altitude now down to 3,000 feet. .3,000 feet set. Everything else can stay as is for now. We will remove airports and go to constraint view. Auckland traffic, Air New Zealand 447, cruising flight level 350. We are 100 nautical miles from the airfield, planning to leave 350 for 3,000 shortly on the day V7 arrival. Expect 05 right in 100 miles.
Wellington traffic New Zealand 714 is airborne passing 2,500, climbing 5,000 on the SF1 Quebec departure line. Call Wellington.
Okay, approaching top of descent. We'll start our descent down now. We'll wait for the green dot to catch up with us before getting the seatbelt sign on.
We've begun our descent, and we should be on the ground soon.
Useful information from our first officer. Right, passing flight level 290, we will get our seatbelt signs on here.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat to fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, we have 3,960 kilograms of fuel on board, more than enough to go missed and to get back to Wellington if needed. We'll get our tables in now. So I haven't really seen any clouds, but they were all hiding up here near Auckland. Look at just traffic beneath us at this point. are approaching Davy. Davy should be above 8,000, no greater than 280 knots. Still getting used to the camera controls in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sure, I will get the hang of it at some point, but I still find X-Plane more refined in this area. Chasing that green dot down. We'll add a little bit of drag. Maybe a little, oh no, there goes. Our speed's starting to come down now. I remember watching a YouTube video a long time ago with a 747 pilot who was going on and on about the fact that the speed brake was the lever of shame and no pilot should ever use the speed brake because they should always be ahead of the aircraft. And although I understand the point that he was trying to make, having been on a lot of aircraft now and being sat by the wing a lot of times, I can tell you pilots use the speed brake all the time. So rather an aspirational goal, I think, what that pilot was saying. If I can remember the video, I'll try and link it in the description below. But anyway, I just thought, I think back it's amusing because I know pilots use the speed brake all the time to get the aircraft under control and within the parameters of the arrival. But this Boeing 747 pilot was very insistent, in fact. Interesting. New Zealand centre may be on. We'll see if that actually impacts us.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Flight Control, Air New Zealand 447, sending 8,000 feet, 3,000, Davy 7, expecting 05 right to Auckland.
New Zealand 447, g'day, Auckland Control, Squawk 5752.
5752, Air New Zealand 447.
Zone 447, thanks identified, descend via star profile to 3,000 feet and clear to ILE, steam approach runway 05 right, report established.
Descend down 3,000 and cleared to start the approach on 05 right. We will report established, New Zealand 447. Alright, so we're cleared for the approach.
Zone 625, say, mark number.
Decimal 783 is on 65.
From
Skimming through these clouds.
Mark decimal 80 or greater.
Decimal 80 or greater is on 625.
He's on 627 for in-translation to Queenstown. Reduce speed now to mark decimal.
Okay, look, star.
Reducing to mark decimal 76 New Zealand.
Got glide slope alive as well. We're clear for the approach, so we'll activate approach. And autopilot 2 on. Choose speed to 200. It's actually 190. Glide slope captured. And there's the runway. Okay, 180 set. Selecting speed. As soon as we capture the localizer. Auckland Control, Air New Zealand 447, established runway 05 right.
Zone 447, continue approach number 1.
Continue approach, Air New Zealand 447. Okay, so we haven't got clearance to land yet, but we can continue our approach. We're going to go into managed speed. And we will select flaps 2. Get our speed brake armed. We're going to do manual braking, so no need to have any auto brakes. And we'll get our gear down at this point. And we'll select flaps 3. Okay. Landing gear down. Flaps 3 is set. Landing memo green, no blue. In the cabin. Okay, my aircraft. Stable.
Crisis control, lock flight 04 descent 1000.
High fly 01, sorry, line flight 04, Christchurch, g'day. On 447, surface wind 030 degrees 10 knots, runway 05 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 05 right, Air New Zealand 447. It's a bit like London Control, late landing clearance given.
100 above.
Landing green, continue.
Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Knots. We'll take this exit here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Auckland. The local time is 7:01 p.m. and it's currently about 22 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Okay, let's get this tidied up, and we'll ask for taxi clearance.
During the flight. We thank you for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Clean up the aircraft. Alright, landing was 164 feet per minute, or 164.49 feet per minute, which wasn't bad. We'll talk about landing in a second. Let's just get everyone off first. Control, Air New Zealand 447, clear runway 05 right, holding short Alpha on Alpha 5.
John 440, thanks. Welcome to Auckland. Stand of your choice via Bravo 5.
Taxi to the gate via Bravo 5, Air New Zealand 447, thanks for service. There's that little mouse bug. Released my brakes whilst my mouse was middle button clicked down, which blocks everything. It's such an annoying. I just hope they fix that in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's these little things that just makes life so annoying. The beautiful sunset here. So what do we think? Well, this aircraft still handles like I remember. I just don't know if it's me being used to different flight dynamics in X-plane or it's this aircraft, but the flare moment on this aircraft doesn't feel right. It feels too light. Like I hardly moved the stick, and you saw the flare there quite severe as we were 5 feet from the runway. And it was the slightest of touches, so maybe I just need to change my sensitivity a little bit. You know, I've read a lot of material about this from the Phoenix website, and they say that you should leave it as linear, but maybe it's just that's too aggressive. So actually, maybe let's have a look at that now. Actually, let's go into control options and see what our left stick is set to, because this just makes this aircraft not enjoyable. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, yeah, we've got it set to, and that's the lightest of touch. Look at the. So I think this is the problem. I think actually linear is not right for a flight stick like this. So maybe we want a little bit of dead zone. Oh no, wrong dead zone. Reactivity, what's that? Don't know what reactivity does. Doesn't seem to change anything. Okay, sensitivity. So if I do, let's say -20, positive. Sorry, -20 on both. Maybe that's what that feels a bit more natural, given the force I'm putting on the stick, which isn't much. Okay. What if I do a little bit of, I don't want a dead zone, because the real one doesn't. I'll do a little bit on this as well. All right, I'm gonna try this on another flight. Give it another shot based on these settings. But as you saw, there's just something not quite right with the flare for this aircraft. The way I've got everything set up, it's too aggressive. I have very slight fairing moment input on my control, and yet the aircraft seems to just balloon. And yeah, it just doesn't feel right at all. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short flight in the Upper Island of New Zealand. We'll definitely come back here at some stage soon. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit the thumbs up button. It'll help us out a great deal. And if you want to see more videos like this, definitely hit that subscribe button. Welcome to Auckland. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.